Good evening, everybody. It's time again for your Rowdies Talk Radio, the Green and Gold Gospel.
Hey there, little Red Riding Hood, I got a problem and it's complicated. Going through changes and I just can't ignore the signs. Hear them now and it's so loud it hurts. Hear me growl and hear me howl when the full moon is out. Hear me growl, you see me run, you see me jump. Try to fight, but I emerge with the prize in hand. You better watch out, it's gonna take more than what you got. All eyes are on me and the silence is deafening. There's no help against this full moon. Don't ever say I didn't warn you, because I came to play, came to play, I came to play, came to play, I came to play, came to play, I came to play. Wow!
Good evening and welcome to the Unused Substitutes. I am your host, Ben, where we bring you the green and gold gospel. We have no Dan tonight. Again, unfortunately, he is off doing things. He has other responsibilities he has to take care of. So you're left with me again this week. Yeah, there's not a lot to talk about this week. There's not a lot to talk about this week. I would like to just kind of forget this game even happened, if I'm being honest. It was bad. I mean, it was just bad. And it's really fitting that last week I was talking about the team is flying, they're buzzing, they're hitting all the right points, they're growing in every game, they're looking better and better. And up to the start of this game, I'm like, this is going to be a good fight. I mean, what a great challenge. You need to topple this team to kind of climb yourself in the ranks. We had some games go our way. I mean, it was just like, it was set, and from the very first whistle, it was just toothless. There was nothing. There wasn't a moment in this game where I was like, there's something. There's nothing. This is going to be, in all honesty, I almost didn't record something because I was like, I don't even want to talk about this one. I mean, what is there? I don't want to drum the scene back. I don't want to rethink about this game. I rewatched the highlights because apparently I don't like nice things, and it was as bad as it was the first time. There was nothing in this game that I was just like, hey man, we can build on this, and we'll get stronger, and we'll grow, and things will be fine, and we still got a chance, and blah blah. I mean, you walk out feeling pretty defeated. Now, the irony of this whole thing is mathematically, we still have a chance. Now, this weekend's game is going to be very tough. I mean, we've got a Hartford team that is just buzzing right now. Not too far along. Just a few weeks ago. Oh, God, I don't know. Time doesn't make sense. Time isn't real. Whatever. I mean, they won, the Jägermeister Cup, and they have just gone on a tear in the last couple months. They have been absolutely phenomenal. I tell you what, I mean, the team that came out last week has no chance against Hartford. No, I mean, zero chance against Hartford. We will get smoked at home. But the team that left for Rhode Island, that team I absolutely believe can put up a good fight and give ourselves a chance. I mean, I was looking at the lineup. I mean, you got Arciaga, Alvarez, Marie, Bodley, Mendez, Crisostomo, Guia, Lasso, Venkazil, Azokar, and Bill Hamid. It's 11 we're used to. Same 11 that produced the week before. Minus, obviously, Woobens, which, I'm happy that he's off playing for his team. I wish maybe there was a chance for the USL to kind of, seeing as how there are players now that are affected by international breaks, it would be nice to see an opportunity for that. But we can't be so one-dimensional that one player, which I get that he's our leading scorer, so we can be. But, I mean, losing him was enough for us to make us look like that. I mean, I guess, you kind of look at throughout the season, when we needed a goal, he was usually the one to get it. And I mean, in a game like this, you kind of feel like he would have found a way to kind of get one. Maybe it wouldn't have made a huge difference. Maybe it would have. I don't know. We'll never know, right? But no Woobens, so obviously that's different. But I mean, with no Woobens, I mean, are we that bad? I don't think so. I mean, it sucks because, it's at this stage of the season where you can't afford to drop any points. Most people pretty much feel like the season's over, and I get that. It's not easy. I mean, it's hard to find a silver lining. I mean, the only thing we can do at this point is just win, right? And I mean, look, again, if the team that showed up before the Rhode Island game shows up for Hartford, I think anything's possible. We should have Woobens back by then. God, I hope he's back by then. I actually don't know. Actually, I just said that, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know. But even still, I hope he's back by then. I'll have to double check that. I don't know. We'll do that post. But it's them and then Detroit, which, I mean, Detroit's sitting at 35 points in 8th place. If they lose both games, I mean, they got to play Charleston, which is a damn good team right now. There's every reason to believe that Charleston can beat Detroit. And they got to play us. We give ourselves a chance. Indy's got to play Loudoun, who is flying high right now, and Orange County out of the West Coast, which are also doing very well right now. It's crazy as all this is. It's like mathematically we still have a chance. I don't, like, I keep saying I don't want to dig into this game, and I really don't. I don't want to overthink this one. I think sometimes you just have to say a game just happened, and it is. You just got to throw it away and keep on moving. It just sucks it happened this time of year, especially, with the way this team has been trending lately. I mean, you really felt like everything, like, I was flying high, man. I was commenting on a bunch of people's posts about, Cassiato's doing the right thing. Team's buzzing. He's got it bought in. Dude, I don't know what happened. It's crazy, man. Again, the obvious thing is Woobens not being there was changed the game, but Woobens doesn't fix the defensive mistakes we had in this game. I mean, the first goal, of course, again, like I always say when it's a former Rowdy, J.J. Williams puts in a beautiful curler that's just enough to get around, which he's been doing that this season. It's not like J.J. Williams only does it us. He's done that throughout the season. Visan, who is a problem for most teams, not necessarily in the way he was for us. I think we didn't handle it very well at all. I mean, on that goal that he scored, the second one in the 28th minute, I mean, you could see the defense, and Vin Kaziel is the one who's supposed to be holding the line and pulls up, but the whole line wasn't in sync with one another to pull up to pull him off sides. I mean, he was a half a step behind, which I get is still close. It's a margin of inches, right? But then he's left basically one-on-one with Bill Hamid to just basically tuck the ball in the side pocket, and which is exactly what he does, of course. God, anyone miss a shot. I mean, we had 13 shots in this game, and one was on target. I don't know. There's nothing to take away from this. The J.J. Williams penalty at the end of the half, did Guillen take him outside the box? Did it move in? I don't know. It was so damn close. And honestly, even though even though the guy, obviously, he ate on that play. Like, I mean, he acted the hell out of that. Like, he definitely worked himself up on that. I mean, come on. It was a very dramatic fall. But, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. If the defender steps in on you or is late to step in and do a foot tackle on you anywhere near that box, and you're not going to get the shot off, take the dive. Why not? And I don't fault the referee for giving it to him. I mean, Guillen did a foot tackle on him. It wasn't good enough. And Williams buries a beautiful one to the side, to the left side of the net, keeper's right side, mid to high and towards the goal. And it's just a beautiful side net. I mean, it was a great shot. Good on him. I mean, you go in halftime, you're down 3-0. Nothing's really working. Nothing is really working. I mean, we made substitutions. Alvarez came off for Wyke in the 46th. I mean, you had Skinner come on for Bodley in the 16th. There wasn't much, man. I don't know. I'd be curious to be in a locker room in that moment just to kind of see what do you say as a coach? What are you saying as a leader in that locker room when your team just has no response to what's happened to them? I mean, something that Cassiato said post-game was how they exposed certain weaknesses that they've been trying to hide with certain things, and it worked. Although I think the thing for me is it's like I don't feel like Rhode Island did anything differently than we've been seeing from other teams. It just, to me, the biggest thing was just the fight, was just the bite, was just the hit on the tackle, that extra bit of grit, something that you have to have, that playoff rage, man, where you just are so laser focused in. I mean, just so finely tuned on the point of what you're supposed to do. And I mean, we looked like we were on a scrimmage and moving at half speed. Anyway, so that's halftime, right? Come out second half. Again, not a whole lot to look at. You get that cross in where it looks like the guy, I mean, it didn't look like, it looked like nothing. It didn't look like anything. And then, what was it? Sanchez headers the ball down. It goes over the defender, keeper, whatever. And nobody follows Dequa to the other side of the goal. Azakar's just left there, just diving with his feet out to try and save the tap-in goal for Dequa, which I don't know what he was doing with the shirt thing. Clearly, he was mocking the guys out there. He really wanted to rile up Wyke. And Wyke bit a little bit, but I mean, look, they owned us on that play. I mean, I hate even talking about this. And then the last goal, sorry, that was the 69th minute. Last goal's in the 88th. I mean, at this point, it's just like put them out of their misery, right? I don't understand the breakdown between Forrest and Bill Hamid on this play. I don't get what happened. Forrest looked like he just stopped, and Dequa and Rodriguez just wanted it more. And Dequa catches it as it hits the ground. He traps it a bit, and it kind of bounces advantageously towards Rodriguez, who just taps it, just lobs it over Bill, who's coming out to make a play, and kind of in no man's land at that point. It's an easy goal. And that was game, man. I mean, the only substitutions, well, we made a couple. We had Arteaga comes off, Moon comes on the 3rd, Palmieri comes off in the 83rd, Sharp comes on. Didn't really do anything. It didn't make a difference. Like I said, guys, I don't want to rehash this one. I don't want to rehash this game. There's just nothing good comes of it. You know, I talked to Dan a little bit. I've had a crazy busy week with stuff. I've been all over the place. And so we haven't had a lot of opportunity to kind of chat this week. And I was chatting with him earlier when I told him I was going to be on tonight. And, you know, his message to fans was kind of what I've been saying, which, like, we've only got 2 matches left with these guys. I think looking past the results and all these things, his message is this. It's like, hey, look, we got 2 games left to see this team play, and then we don't know who's coming back. And let's be honest, we don't. We don't know who's going to be back on this team. I think a lot of you kind of feel the same way. I have slowly gotten to where a lot of you are, where I really don't think there's a lot of players that I would like to see come back. I think it's time for some change. Now, obviously, we're going to have a number of those loanies all go back to their parent clubs. I don't know who's left under contract. I've been reaching out to the team to try and find out, at least to see who's under contract through next year so we know who's staying. Now, obviously, that's an announcement they like to make. I'm hoping they'll give us the opportunity to maybe break some of that information, that news for you guys at the end of the season. I'm working on a spreadsheet right now with all the players that I know are currently under contract. Well, I say under contract. All the players I know that aren't loanees that will be going back to their parents' clubs. How about that? Let's say that. I have a spreadsheet put together. I have done a handful of players. I've still got more I got to go through. It's kind of a hodgepodge of just notes at this point. I've got to rework it a bit, and I need Dan to kind of take a look at it too, and we'll put some thoughts there. But there's some stuff coming up. I, being the forever optimist with this team, as my friend Kai Velmer would tell me, he's like, you are always the optimist, forever the optimist when it comes to this team. I'm always riding high and somehow still holding on hope for the end of the season. And I'm still there. That hasn't changed. And it's because I love this team. I really do. As frustrating as it is, it's, you know, we are so lucky to have pro soccer here in the Tampa Bay area. We're very fortunate to have witnessed some amazing and beautiful moments and some just heart-wrenching moments. But every year I am reminded how special it is to be able to have this, because there's so many places that don't have this kind of access, this kind of visibility that we have with the Rowdies. I still feel like there's a chance it will, without a doubt. I mean, I say without a doubt, if everything goes perfect this weekend, which, let's be honest, we're asking a lot. I mean, we're asking Detroit Indy to lose to two very good opponents. I mean, Loudoun and Charleston, respectively, are extremely good opponents, which are absolutely capable. Charleston's absolutely capable of stomping Detroit City. I actually suspect they will. Loudoun very, very well could do the same thing to Indy, but that means we've got to show up and I mean, the grace of the heavens and all the good things in the world and all the good vibes that could possibly be brought in, we'd have to beat Hartford, which I'm not completely confident that we can do at this point. And it's mostly because I don't know who the hell is going to show up. I don't know which team, Jekyll or Hyde, is going to be out here. I'm sure the coaches and players want to do better. I'm sure nobody walked off that field thinking they did a good job. They're all professionals. You have bad games, you have bad days. It's just, man, when they all had it at the same time, right? Like, nobody had a good day. Nobody had a good time. Nobody had a good game. Like, it was all bad across the board. And it was just gut punch after gut punch, man. That was brutal. But maybe we get all of our bad juju out in one game. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's how it goes down. I mean, look, crazier things have happened. Nobody expected us to beat Louisville in the manner that we did when we made it to the final. I mean, that lucky goal, that tied it up in the death. I mean, come on. I'm not saying this team is worthy of that moment. I'm not saying this team will get that moment. Our chances could be dead in the water by halftime. I mean, look, who knows, man? But to kind of jump on what Dan said, and I agree, is, hey, look, we've only got 2 games left to see this team. And good or bad, I would like to see us all show up and at the very least, show our love to these players who, through all kinds of turbulent waters and coaching changes and just injuries and all the things that have happened this year, have hung on and fought and at least gave us some meaningful time in October, which, as I've referenced many times, 5-6 months ago, we did not even think that was a possibility. And again, it could very well all be gone very soon. And that's, it is what it is at this point. And it's funny, I never had an issue with the saying until another friend told me about the saying, and I really thought about it. It is what it is. Kind of a shitty saying in the sense of, well, no, do more. You can do more. But at this point, there's really not much more we can do. What you can't control is you come out, you show up, and you put your best foot forward and you fight. You fight for the badge. You fight for the name of the front. You fight for the name of the back. You fight for each other. You fight for the fans, and let the cards fall where they might. Look, the worst thing we can do is completely fold against Hartford and just put a nail in that coffin. And then I think you just play all the guys in the final game against Detroit. You need to see play so you can make decisions going into the offseason. Because you better believe, this is going to be a tough offseason. It's going to be, we're going to see a lot of players leave this year. I don't know anything more than you do. Nobody has told me anything. This is purely just my gut instinct here is we're going to see a cleaning house. Obviously, within reason, we don't know contracts. The team has not announced who's under contract. So we'll see. Again, I will try to get whatever information I can or see what I can get the club to release to us, so maybe we can break some news on some players. But all in all, I'd like to do an end-year kind of review of the players as a whole and kind of their time here with the Rowdies, and we'll get to that. But I do think there is going to be I think there's going to be a pretty big overhaul. But there was a question on the last pod oh, darn it, I already closed the page. You know who you are, yes, on Spotify. I apologize, I forgot to write down your name. You had asked me my thoughts on the new ownership. It's too early to tell. I don't have any strong feelings one way or the other. My interaction with any of them has only been Ken Babby, and that is in a very minimal context. I didn't even have like a real conversation. I had an interaction, I think is the best way to describe it, with him, of all of like 2 minutes maybe, and it was 100% work related, specific to my job and the raise. So I don't really have anything to add to that. I have thoughts on what I'd like to see from them. I will say I from a Rays perspective, I like the attitude. It seems like they are the type that will hire the guys they need to run the job the way they need to run the job, and where their expertise kicks in, they will step in. Now, How that will translate to the Rowdies, I don't know. What does it mean long term for the Rowdies in this ownership? Absolutely nobody knows. And anyone who's telling you they know is bullface lying to you. Nobody knows. They haven't told anybody. They haven't even told, well, I don't know if they've told our guys anything, but I don't think they have. And they haven't told me anything, so I don't know either. But again, I mean, none of us know the long term. The guys have been in charge all of 2 weeks? It would be unfair for me to pass any judgment other than to say Ken's the only guy that's around right now. Seems like a guy's guy. I like the vibe I get from him in meetings. Yeah, I have nothing negative to say. He's definitely a change from Uncle Stu. Whether or not that proves to be good or bad, time will tell. It's impossible to say up to this point. But I have high hopes, as I always do. Again, forever the optimistic person that I am, that good things will come. And again, their strategy when it comes to baseball, which is the only thing I can relate this to because that's all they've talked about up to this point publicly or behind closed doors to anyone that I've talked to, is they like the people that are in charge. They trust the people that are in positions to make decisions, and where their skill sets lie, they will step in and apply their influence where necessary. I don't know for any of you people that have been a part of a buyout or a corporate changeover or new management, it's always weird, right? And I don't mean weird in a good or bad way. I just mean it's always an interesting transition. I have been on the good side of transitions. I have been on the bad side. I have been let go in sweeping firings, and I have moved on and been promoted in changeovers. I have seen both sides, and I understand why both exist. But to say any of that exists here with this team, with this ownership, again, I don't have an answer for you. So we'll see. And as things change and as I see things or hear things, I will happily tell you what I know. But up to this point, there's not much to say. I mean, look, this weekend's going to be a tough one. I fully expect the team to show up. I don't want to say better prepared because I don't think they were ill prepared for the last game. I think they just didn't show. Something happened. Whatever it was, we'll never know. And that's fine. Sometimes it just happens. But I do believe we'll see a better performance of the team this weekend, but we're also going to see a tougher opponent. I absolutely think Hartford is they're going to bring their A game. I mean, they're comfortably in the playoffs right now. I don't think they're in threat. Hold on, stick with me. I don't think they're in threat of losing any standing. Oh no. I mean, you've got North Carolina and Pittsburgh not far behind them, so they're definitely not going to want to let any points get away. I mean, you got Loudoun's only behind them by 2 points. So we're going to see the best out of all these teams, which actually, again, kind of helps us. I mean, now Charleston, Louisville, they're only two that are currently in. I mean, you've got Louisville at 69 points. You've got Charleston at 58. Nobody's coming close to those two teams. So if they want to let off, which I always think is a bad idea, but if they want to let off, they can, because quite frankly, nothing's going to change to 1 and 2. But again, Hartford's at 3rd with 44. Loudoun's at 4th with 42. North Carolina is in 5th with 41. Pittsburgh is in 6th with 40. So really that 3rd and 4th spot could change. Oh, and I wouldn't take much. So yeah, I mean, again, I think that bodes well for us because the competition that we have to jump over has to play some teams that are very hungry right now. I just realized Orange County is not doing great right now. Well, that is a stinker. Oh, well, look, I say, look, at this point, we go into this weekend and we get loud, we get rowdy, and we cheer on our team, and we hope for the best and try to make a few memories, and you live to fight another week. That's all you can do. And if things don't go our way, then we take the last game of the season against Detroit, and you just thank you to those players that have come through those hallways, that have donned the badge, knowing that some guys, quite a few guys, I suspect, will not be back. We show them a celebration of thank you for their time here, and we send them off appropriately, and we go into an off season. We rock and roll, man. I mean, it's at this point, that's the only thing we control. As fans, the best we can do is just show for the team. That's it, man. I don't really have a whole lot else. I was talking to a friend within the team. He mentioned to me, and I should probably have remembered this, but I have a terrible memory. It is what it is. There is the Posters for Purpose thing going on right now, that project. I would encourage you guys to look into it. Those are going to be the posters that were done by the 3 different artists. I believe that's coming back around. We also have Spanish Heritage Month that is still going on. I'm wearing my Rowdies Mexico jersey, which I get it. There's a love-hate with this jersey. Um, I love it. For a number of reasons, some of which I will not speak to on this podcast. Um, but I love it. It's different. It's unique. It's fun. I like wearing it when I ride my bike through downtown and around. It's a super light, comfy shirt. I think it's dope as hell. So yeah, I have it. There was only a handful of those left. So obviously 15 of you thought it was a cool idea enough to buy it. So kudos to us. Yeah, man, I don't know. I got nothing else for you. Would love to hear your thoughts. Would love to hear your thoughts moving into the offseason, regardless of outcome of these next two games. What are some things you'd like to see? I'm trying to think of some new ways that we can kind of interact more in the offseason. I have some ideas. I would love to open up some channels to where we can have more voices from fans and such to kind of be able to voice their thoughts on or ideas on what they'd like to see from the team moving forward, or experience they've had in the stands with fans and friends, or even moments that soccer facilitated to create other opportunities. I know there's tons of relationships that have happened out of people meeting at Rowdies games. So there's things to come. This will always be a show for you guys. We are simply just a voice that likes to talk. For whatever reason, y'all keep tuning in, and I appreciate that. I know that I'm not as entertaining or as charming as Mr. Dan is, but I do love doing this, and I do love this team. And I hope if anything comes through on these shows is that what you see is what you get. I'm not sugarcoating anything. These are just the things of how I feel and what I see, and my experience since I've been with the team, my experiences as a kid, my experiences as just a fan of the game. And my experience with my knowledge of the opportunities that I have in getting to know these players and staff more intimately. I know that the staff at Al Lang will do their best to put on a great show, and I hope that you guys in the stands will show up. Again, I get it. I get it, right? I mean, it feels like we're done, and it feels like I'll put my money somewhere else. I get that. But again, I would remind you, we have 2 games left, bare minimum 2 games left. And then that's it for this year. Even if we make the playoffs, we'll never see a home game. So these are our last 2 chances to see any of these players play. And I would remind you that even though this season has not been great, I still would like to remind y'all that these guys cared about this club. They came here with a purpose, and maybe it didn't work out, but it doesn't make them unworthy of our respect and our love as fans and our appreciation. They do deserve that. Nobody walked in here and stood on the crest and said, screw this. They all cared. They all walked out and cared about this team. It just didn't work out that way. And that happens sometimes, But there's a real chance that there's a lot of guys here we're not going to see again. Some tougher than others. But such is the life of a professional athlete. And this season, no different than others, it will end. Players will go. New ones will come in. Loanies will leave. And we'll keep moving forward. So, as it has been for the last few weeks, my challenge to you and myself, find a friend, get them out here, bring them to a game, make new friends, encourage bringing others into your space, and celebrate this team, and we'll keep moving, guys. And that's all I got, man. I got nothing else for you. I got nothing else to add here. It's a tough one, but there's still hope. There is a very small, and I mean pinhole-sized window of hope here, but it still exists. And even if that door closes, I will still root on this team because I love them. I love being a part of this franchise. I love being a Rowdies fan. I love being a resident of the greater Tampa Bay area, specific to St. Pete. And I love the community of people that I have made friends with and acquaintance with throughout my time with the team as a fan and as a staff. It's a beautiful thing, man. And I love the community of people that we have here. I just do. I love it. I love it here. This is my home. So I wish you all a great rest of your weeks. I hope you're all getting ready for this game this weekend. It is going to be a tough battle, but I believe in this team. I believe they'll be ready, and we'll get through it together. All right, guys, I'm out. Come on, you Rowdies.
The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, they kick the ball around. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, and then they fall on the ground. Oh, the Rowdies, the Rowdies, the Rowdies are a When the Rowdies play soccer, it's a sight to behold. You'll swear they'll be devils with magical toes. You'll laugh, you'll cheer, you'll leap from your seat when they kick with their head instead of their feet. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, they kick the ball around. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, and then they fall on the ground. Oh, the Rowdies, the Rowdies, the Rowdies are kicking the grass. When the Tampa Bay Rowdies take the field, there's a roar. The fans